It's been 3 years since starting my very own smart home, and believe me, I've made tons of mistakes along the way. It's wasted many of my resources, including time, money, and energy. And I don't want you to make those mistakes. So I've compiled a list of the top 7 mistakes people make when starting a HomeKit home, and I hope you can learn from this video and get something of value out of it. Without further ado, guys, let's dive straight into the video. Mistake number 1, not buying HomeKit devices. There's thousands of brands in the smart home marketplace, but there's only a select few that are compatible with HomeKit. That's what this Matter thing is trying to solve. We want all of our devices to be able to work in whatever ecosystem we want. So brands like Ring and Nest aren't necessarily compatible right out of the box with HomeKit. So what you're going to want to do is look for products that have that HomeKit logo on it, works with Apple Home. With the introduction of Matter, this is going to be less and less important, but now we're going to look for that works with Matter logo. I can promise you, it's a much better user experience when you buy products that work natively with HomeKit. Rather than purchasing products from Ring or Nest that have to be hacked into your Apple Home ecosystem using software like Homebridge. It's an absolute nightmare, and it makes upgrading these products a pain. You'll save a lot of time and energy when you buy natively compatible HomeKit products. That's my suggestion for you, but if you already have an existing smart home product, you can find workarounds, but it may just be easier to buy something from HomeKit right out of the box. Mistake number 2 is going to be not taking advantage of automations. Automations are the things that are going to level up your smart home experience. With just a push of a button or a single trigger, you can have things happen in your smart home. And remember, there's 4 different types of automations that we can choose from. When someone arrives or leaves the home, a time of day automation, a sensor detects something, or an accessories controlled automation. Without using automations, you basically just have further accessibility to your smart home devices. But the automations is key when designing your ultimate smart home experience. For instance, let's say when you come home, you can have your lights turn on, music play, and have the scene set exactly how you want it for when you come home. Also, when you're going to bed after a long day, you can have your house automatically shut down at your designated bedtime, or when a sensor detects that you're going to bed. Like I mentioned, automations are the thing that are going to allow you to level up your smart home. Use them frequently and control many different aspects of your smart home without even having to think about it. That's mistake number 2. Mistake number 3, not properly organizing your favorites. Every single smart home product that you add to your home is going to be listed in your favorites category by default. This is going to junk up your smart home space real quickly. So you want to make sure that you're properly organizing them so you can effectively use the items that you want to have quick access to. My recommendation is group these products and remove things that you're not going to use. For instance, I have 4 kitchen lights and it doesn't make sense to have them all individually placed. Instead, I'll just create a group of 4 kitchen lights so that I can access them with just one push of a button, rather than having to push all 4. My second example is going to be for accent lighting that you're not necessarily always going to control the on-off status. I have my TV accent lighting controlled to my TV, so all I need to worry about is the on-off status of the TV rather than the accent light. When my TV comes on, the accent light comes on. When my TV comes off, the accent light turns off. Make sure you're taking good organization of your favorites tab. That's my tip number 3. Mistake number 4, you're not buying the best products. Have you heard the phrase buy once, cry once? Well, that's super true in the smart home space. When you buy something of good quality, it'll last for a long time and you'll have the best possible user experience. And the best way I can put this is in the lights category. You can get a super cheap HomeKit light for $5 to $10, but it may not be the best. It can quickly burn out. It'll have low lighting and low brightness and things along that line. It's not the best quality light bulb you could have bought. That's why I recommend products like Philips Hue. They are a premium product with a premium price tag, but you're going to get the best experience. And that's why I recommend you really buy the best product in the category rather than focusing on price. If you need to focus on price, that's one thing. But if you have the ability to buy the best product in the category, I recommend you take the time to research what is the best product and you pick that one up. That way, you only have to buy the product once, rather than buying a crappy product and then having to continually replace it. The 5th mistake I find people make when starting their Apple smart home is not taking full advantage of all touch points. What do I mean by touch points? Well, one of my big theses that I tell people is that we want to have 3 areas of control for our smart home. We want to have physical control, phone control, and voice control. This means that we have access of all different touch points. Let me use the light switch for example. So we want to have the old-fashioned standard control, the physical control of our light switch. That's a given. We don't want to take a step back in our smart home. We also want to make sure that we have voice control so that we can say, "Hey Siri, turn on the light." And that works for us. But we also want to make sure that we have smartphone control so we can access it remotely and toggle it on and off from our phone. I find a lot of people don't truly take advantage of the full potential of voice control. With Siri, you can access it via your HomePod Mini as your smart speaker, or you can use the Siri command on your phone. Just hold the right-hand side button and you can activate Siri and control your smart home devices from Siri itself. Also, I recommend people getting something like the Aqara button or the E button so they have physical control of their devices and they can create different automations to control many different aspects of their smart home all at once. Mistake number 6, poor Wi-Fi connection. If you don't know much about your Wi-Fi connection, chances are you're not actually optimizing it to the fullest of potentials. Do you know if your Wi-Fi is 2.4 gigahertz, 5 gigahertz, or 6 gigahertz? If not, you probably aren't using it to the best of your ability. Wi-Fi 6 is the current standard for Wi-Fi, and Wi-Fi 7 should be coming in the next upcoming years. You're going to want to make sure you get a good Wi-Fi 6 mesh router so that you have different access points all over your home. No longer are the days where we just want to have a single access point in one room of our home. We want to make sure we have it in the front, the back, and many different levels if that applies to your home. There's great routers that you can purchase from Amazon Eero or TP-Link that can give you a full mesh network. I recommend going with the Eero ones. You can pick up some on Prime Day or Black Fridays for an excellent price point. And that's my 6th recommendation, is make sure you have a good Wi-Fi network. And mistake number 7 that people make with HomeKit is not starting out their smart home with HomeKit. You may start in the Amazon ecosystem or the Google ecosystem, and then it becomes even more difficult to have to build from there. When we start with HomeKit in mind, we have an excellent starting point and an excellent idea of how we need to make our smart home and what products we need to buy. Like I mentioned in the first mistake, when we buy products that are compatible with other ecosystems, we create unnecessary headache for ourselves. So if we are just at our starting point of our smart home, we want to make sure we start with HomeKit so we get the best possible experience. That's why I always recommend the Apple HomePod Mini as the first product that anyone start with, and then we can build from that. My second product recommendation is usually the Philips Hue Starter Kit. From that point on, it's based on personal preferences. What's going to bring you the most value? Maybe a smart garage door opener. Maybe a smart thermostat. Maybe we want to have smart blinds and curtains. The options are endless, and that's the power of having a smart home. My little bonus tip is make sure that you're researching these products and make sure you're getting the best-in-class products so you have the best-in-class experience. A little research can go a long way, and it's great you found content creators like myself to help provide you the best possible experience. If you need help starting your very own smart home, drop me a line, drop me an email. I'm always here to help people start their very own smart home. If you got some value out of today's video, feel free to subscribe to the channel. I'm posting smart home content here every single week. Give this video a thumbs up and share it with a friend if you got anything of value from it. And if you want more from me or want to connect further, drop me a line on Instagram. I'm posting there every single day, documenting my life journey. My username is Chris_Oram. Again, guys, thanks so much for watching today's video. I hope you learned more about the 7 mistakes that people make in their HomeKit ecosystem, and hope you got value out of today's video, and we'll see you in the next one.